Hey, welcome back to the shop. This is Zach over at NV Woodworks. Today we're going to be doing a little quick tip, and it deals with barrel trimmers. So the little end mills that you use to square up the ends of your pen blanks. So maybe this might be a little bit on the beginner side of things, but even some people that have been turning pens for a while maybe don't realize this, but these cutters can and should be sharpened regularly. It'll get you the best results, and it'll limit the amount of like tear out and blowouts that you get when you're using these things. So what I wanted to do is just kind of walk you through my process of sharpening these guys. And so even for you guys that have been doing this for a while, maybe you'll see something in my process that you can throw into your toolbox. So stick with me and we'll go through the process. Alright, so this process is really simple actually. It's not too difficult or anything like that. I just wanted to walk through how I do it. Now, first step, you're going to have to take the cutter off of the shaft. And what I use for stones to sharpen this thing, and I just actually bought these things, just got them in a couple days ago, and they work perfect. I bought them for something else and realized that these would be what I want to use for these cutters. They're made by DMT. I think they call them like a credit card size cutter or something like that, stone. And you get 3 of them. There's like coarse, medium, and fine, or whatever it is. Start out with the coarse. Now, what I do is you're only going to be sharpening that flat edge. You don't want to be messing with the top side. You can change the geometry on it, and it's already set up, correctly. You just need to kind of cut that one flat side. That's all you're going to be working on. Now, generally what it takes, and it depends on how bad a shape this thing's in, but usually I can get away with just taking 10 passes on the coarse stone on each cutter. Then I move to the next stone, take 10 passes per cutter, and then move to the fine. Now, one thing that will help you to make sure that you're getting that very, the edge of it, right where it's at the top, you want that cutting edge. That's where you need to be sharpening. What I do is I'll take a Sharpie and just mark that. That way I know that I'm not, angling it wrong or doing anything. You need to make sure that this cutter is running along that thing evenly flat. Now, you don't have to put a lot of pressure or do anything like that. Just make sure that you're getting a good even stroke on it. And, like I said, the Sharpie will tell you that you've taken that off and it's, you're done with the coarse grit, and you can move on to the next one. Now, another tip that I have, and this is something that every once in a while when I first started sharpening these things, and this goes for kind of anything, but you got 4 cutters that all look the same on this thing. And what would happen is something would happen, the phone would ring or whatever, and you put it down and you have no clue. You were on the second cutter, but you don't know which one you started with. So what I do now is I put a little black dot on one of the cutters on the back side. I just took a Sharpie, marked it, and I start with that one, and I do this every single time now. I start with the one with the black dot, I rotate it forward to go to the next one, and I just keep doing that. That way it just helps to kind of make sure that you don't, lose track of what's going on and go, oh, I forget which one I was on. Now, the other thing is the Sharpie will also tell you which ones you haven't, gotten to. So those 2 things can really help you if, things happen in the middle of sharpening. So once you've gone through all the grits, it should be sharp. You should really see a massive difference, especially if you've never sharpened these things before, and frankly, even brand new. You might want to hit it with, these stones just to give it a kind of, just to touch it up. They're kind of just pretty coarse, So try that out, see if it works. I hope it helps. One other thing I want to mention, and really the reason I bought this specific, these DMT cards, you can also use these to sharpen your carbide inserts for carbide cutting tools, on the lathe. So I have saved all of mine, and I saw a video from Chad Schimmel on how to do this. It's very simple. You just, using one of these diamond type abrasive stones, just rub it around, and I think he uses something called a cutting fluid. These things you can just use water or whatever, a little bit of like oil or something, and just keep rubbing it around, go up through the grits, and you're good to go. So kind of a 2 for 1. Now I'll have a link to where I get these. I just got them on Amazon, so I'll have the link in the show notes on my website for that. Alright, so I hope that helps out. I know when I first started using one of those things, it didn't take long for it to be super dull, and I was getting horrible results. And once I realized you can sharpen these things up, and once I did sharpen it, it worked way better than brand new actually. From the factory or when you open these things up, they're pretty coarse. They're not really sharpened well. So like I said, even on the brand new ones, I would maybe recommend just hit it with these stones, and you're probably going to get a lot better results. And even for you guys that knew that you sharpen those things up, maybe something in my process you can kind of take and throw in your toolbox, something new that you saw. So hopefully this was helpful. If you have any comments or questions, you can leave those down below. I'm out there on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, so you can catch up with me there, see what I'm up to in the shop daily and weekly. And I'm also doing live streaming on Twitch. So we do Dunk and Junk Live, where we throw in random embedding materials in resin, cast it up, and then I turn what we cast the next week. It's really fun. The chat is lively. We've got regulars at this point, so I hope to see you out there. So until next time, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.